Hello, we are going to tell you about a very interesting story that everyone should know. It's about the United Nations Security Council Resolution 1441. First, we can start with a little bit of history about the trigger event. It was on 11 September 2001 when the heart of the United States was hit by the most lethal attacks in their history. In a short time, Manhattan sunk into dust and the world discovered a new enemy, Al-Qaeda's leader Osama bin Laden. This frightened the American population and even the world itself. A year after the terrorist attack, George W. Bush, the American president, went to the United Nations where he asked the international community to act against Iraq where, according to him, terrorism and weapons of mass destruction proliferated. He said that Saddam Hussein, the Iraq's president, is a problem because it doesn't enforce Security Council resolution, and he also showed that if it's necessary, would use force.
However, the principles of the United Nations is that only a threat to peace can justify going to war. Thus, the situation in Iraq split the Security Council's permanent members. The United States and Great Britain were for a resolution which allowed in a case of non-cooperation from use to use of force. Quite the opposite, France, Russia and China didn't agree with this scenario at the moment. The 8th November 2002, the resolution 1441 was voted. That means that inspections were led in Iraq. On January 19, Colin Powell, the head of American diplomacy, told the French Foreign Minister, Dominique de Villepin, that George W. Bush was ready to start a war in Iraq. A few days later, at the Security Council table, Colin Powell showed evidence that Iraq detained weapons of mass destruction, but many of the members had doubts and waited for the inspector's conclusion.
9 days later, the results of the inspection arrived. But contrary to what the United States had claimed, the inspectors said that Iraq had taken first steps towards cooperation. After the report of the inspectors, the 14 February in 2003, Dominique de Villepin spoke up to Colin Powell at the Security Council table. He notably said, "No one can assert today that the route to war will be shorter than that of inspections. Nor can anybody assert that it will lead to a safer, fairer, and more stable world because war is always a penalty for failure." At the end of the speech, exceptionally, the French minister was applauded. As a result, a lot of people protested for peace in Paris, London, Berlin. But finally, on March 17, George W. Bush decided to end the debates and gave Saddam Hussein an ultimatum. Saddam Hussein and his sons had to leave Iraq within 48 hours, otherwise, United States would begin the war. On March 19, the war began. They destroyed all the symbols of the Saddam Hussein dictatorship, but no weapons of mass destruction were found. America had lied.